Animal Farm is a movie that, if you saw my video talk about the trailer, which I don't usually make videos about the trailers of movies, but this is a trailer that I was legitimately so disgusted with. And here we are, and I finally got to see the movie. And man, do I have a lot of things to say about this movie. This movie is undoubtedly going to be probably my least favorite movie of the year. I'd be very shocked if there was a movie that I ended up hating more than this movie. Because I actually have the original book, and I read it. Actually, it's up here on my shelf. I'm looking at it right now. It's by my big Frankenstein figure I'm staring at right now. Anyways, um, I loved this book, and I actually reread it before the movie came out, and I did a video on the original animated version. And everything about this movie is just bothering me. First off, Angel Studios is just a disgusting company in my eyes. I don't really support anything they do, but this a movie I just had to see for myself. Is it as bad as those trailers look, right? But then you got the aspect of, since this was acquired by them, not made by them. So I do want you to know that this was not made by Angel Studios. It was it was an acquired film. So I want you to you'll probably see a lot of reviews of this movie blaming the studio, Angel Studios, who is just a distributor. So Angel Studios still sucks, but they don't suck for the reason that they made this garbage movie. That being said, this movie, has Seth Rogen in it, and if you saw the trailers, it's got all these like weird jokes in it and things like this that just don't fit this movie. And let's just talk about this movie. This movie's directed by Andy Serkis. And what's very weird is if you actually watch him in normal interviews, he actually seems to understand the source material. Like, he'll say things like, it's a story that I like, which I believe actually Andy Serkis has read it. He's an older guy. Of course he would have read this book. It's a classic book. He likes literature, very obviously. He's a very distinguished person. So I'm sure he read the story. And so I can imagine why he wanted to adapt this. And he said that it's very relevant to our modern times, which is correct. It's a book about fascism and authoritarian takeovers and things like that. It was obviously a metaphor for something else closer to the time of when it came out. But that message of the story and themes and ideas have stuck in the consciousness for a reason, right? So you got this scenario that we're in, and very interesting, But then you go to the Instagram page of this movie, and it's got ads like Seth Rogen is a pig, or just shit like that. And there's like offering Boxers glue that if you buy a ticket, you can get a bottle of Boxers glue. It's just like, what the fuck is this shit? There's a bunch of AI slop. And it just made me so worried about this movie. But what's so odd when I finally watched this movie is it wasn't nearly as bad as those trailers looked, but it wasn't good. Like, there are moments of this movie actually capturing the source material really well, because there's a point where main pig Lucky sees what Napoleon has become and the other pigs around him, and he is unable to distinguish them from humans when he looks at them now because of how far they've come. The death of Lucky was actually tragic. It actually made me feel something. And not Lucky, Boxer. And I guess that's a spoiler, but it's a really old book, and I don't want you to watch this movie. So I'll put spoiler in the title, but don't fucking watch this movie. Anyways, Boxer, that was a great emotional moment. And so these moments in the movie work and capture the spirit of that original novel. The problem is they add on all this excess to this movie. You got voice actors in this movie like Seth Rogen. Why the fuck is Seth Rogen here? I forget who voices the main character in this movie. Bad. Some of the celebrity voices are actually not that bad. Like, I actually think that Woody Harrelson as Boxer actually did a surprisingly good job. And that's coming from someone who actually doesn't like Woody Harrelson. But he did a good job as that character in this movie. But a lot of the voice actors feel like just random names that they cast in this movie for no reason. Some of the girl pigs are voiced by Yaman Villani, Miss Marvel. Like, why? Why is it, it's not like they're doing good jobs. They're doing really bad jobs. And then you get, all the modern pop culture humor and fart jokes. And I don't know if there was fart jokes, but there was a lot of poop humor in this movie, at least. And there was a lot of if I get a credit card, it gives you a car, and now I have to pay a car payment. There's jokes about paying car payments, and none of this feels like in line with the source material. I feel like this came from a different draft of a movie, or it was from a different version of Animal Farm, where like technology was going to play more of a focus on it, and how they were using the animals for labor, but now they can just replace them with technology, so the animals do an uprising or like something like that. But they don't mesh those two parts of the movie very well. Like the villain with technology from the trailer, you would get the feeling that she's probably more manipulative and more evil in the movie, but she's actually not in the movie that much, and she could have been deleted. But it's just all these like weird, terrible ideas of this story and everything to do with it. I can't stand this movie. I don't understand why this movie got made the way it is. It gave me a lot of laughs from their god-awful Instagram account that also made me very angry, but made me laugh my ass off, the weird AI slop that they keep posting. But this is the worst movie of the year. It is the worst adaptation this book will ever have. Not that there's been like amazing adaptations of this book, to be honest. Your still best way to experience the book is to just pick the damn shit up and read it. And considering I bought the book off of Amazon for $5, yeah, go get the book. Don't waste your time.